Hey guys, Mr. B XRP here, and welcome back. Today is June 18th of 2020, and now that you're here, if you've never hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. That would be fantastic. I just went over 14,000, and everyone counts, so I appreciate your support. Okay, wasn't planning on doing a video today, have a crazy day at work, but we had some interesting stuff come out today that I really want to talk about. So a lot of my video today is going to be a little different than I normally do. I'm going to talk to you a lot about speculation of what I think is going on and ask a lot of questions of you guys. So there's going to be some speculation on my part and questions, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it because we have some interesting news out there. So before we get started, let's look at the pathetic cryptocurrency values. And I guess we should never confuse the value with the price, right? Because I think the price of XRP is far different than the value. But anyway, having said that, Bitcoin's at 94.13, Ethereum's at 231, Tether is just rocking it at $1. Oof. And XRP is just under 19 cents. So it's under 19 cents. I hope to go back and listen to this video someday and just laugh, and just absolutely laugh. Okay, so moving on. Ripple put out a tweet this morning at 9:14 a.m., which would be 6:14 a.m. back where they are, and they said, together with over 40 global companies, and I need to put on my reading glasses, guys. Together with over 40 global companies and nonprofits, Ripple joins the Open Payments Coalition to help drive innovation forward and simplify global payments for all. Let's see, discover the coalition's hashtag PayID, an exciting step for global interoperability. Okay, so what is this all about? Well, let's take a look. So Ethan Beard is the author of this Insights article that Ripple put out. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing because you guys don't need to hear me reading to you. But I'm just gonna give you the overview of it, and then I'm going to go into what they're talking about and what I think is going on. All right, so why Ripple supports PayID? Okay, keep in mind this was written by Ethan Beard, who's the head of Spring. All right, because I think this ties together. So Ripple and PayID. Let's see here. So he goes on. He says that why is it easier to send a picture of a $5 bill than to actually send $5, right? So Ethan Beard's saying this. So they've always said, Ripple said, sending money should be as easy as sending an email, sending information, and all that stuff. So they talk about that in this article. They go on to talk about how Ripple joins over 40 global companies and nonprofits as a member of the newly formed Open Payments Coalition, launching PayID. Okay, PayID is a free and open standard that allows for interoperability between payment networks. This sounds a lot like the ILP, the Interledger Protocol, that Ripple had actually developed and gifted to the world to use, because I don't think this is running on RippleNet. Now, everything I'm going to say about PayID, guys, is not confirmed. I'm not giving you any news. I'm just reading to you what's being said and giving you my thoughts about it. Okay, so nobody has to attack me and say, oh, you're wrong about this, but please do correct me if you know something to be true. But my point is, I've got to do a lot of speculation here, because I think Ripple's proving to be what I thought they were in the beginning, and I don't think I've really ever talked about it in my videos, but I'm going to tell you about it toward the end of this video, what I think is really going on. PayID allows for organic growth where no single company can control or set the terms of joining, blah, blah, blah. Okay, an open payment network that unites everyone around the globe is a valuable resource for every participant. And let's see here. And it goes on to Ripple's global payment network, RippleNet, is integrating PayID to bring further interoperability into cross-border payments. The mission and work of the coalition aligns with Ripple's founding vision, enabling the world to move value like it moves information today. Then it goes on to say RippleNet and RippleNet's on-demand liquidity service empowers financial institutions to instantly, reliably, and cost-effectively send global payments. So one of the things that was stated, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump off. Remember, Ethan Beard wrote this article, right? So Ethan Beard runs Spring. Well, Oh, and also PayID posted this on Twitter too, and they did it at 9:18, which is interesting because Ripple did it at 9:14 and they did it at 9:18, which is going to go to what I'm thinking. Okay, so here is the actual website of the company, PayID. Okay, I went to trademarks, by the way. I went to U.S. trademarks, search PayID, and I come up with nothing. So what I think it's a decentralized. It's being built and pitched as a decentralized company that nobody owns it. Everybody gets to build around it and on it and all this good stuff. But here's the truth of it. You scroll to the bottom of the page. On the bottom it says, this site is operated by Ripple on behalf of the PayID community. Okay, so Ethan Beard announces it, right? And he's with Spring, and Spring is responsible for developing other use cases for XRP, usually consumer-facing XRP use cases. Ripple is the one who's handling their website, which makes me believe that Ripple's also handling their Twitter site. Listen, what I'm saying is not a bad thing. I mean, I'm just calling it the way I see it, right? So obviously, if they want it done right, they're going to do it themselves. And what I found really interesting is when they go to the company list and look at these companies that are involved. I mean, it's absolutely fascinating. And I believe all of which, or most of which, are already Ripple customers. If you look at the companies, and Coil's on there, and BitTrue, and all these companies. But as we get toward the bottom, it gets interesting. Where was it? I know that PolySign's on here. Let me see. Sorry for all the scrolling, guys. Let's see. PolySign. There's PolySign right there. So PolySign's there. And how funny is it that Ripple's the last one? So it's my belief that Ripple built this website. Ripple developers are probably developing PayID. Come on, I mean, let's be real. I mean, I'm assuming they are. So what really is PayID? So PayID, and they kind of use the same thing. Today we can certainly instantly send a photo, message, or video to billions of people and businesses around the world from a phone, laptop, or even a smartphone. Yet simple and fast payments are still not possible. So here is a payments company, PayID. And I want to go to the crux of it. PayID creates a common protocol that allows for interoperability between payment networks. PayID is a free and open standard allowing for truly organic growth where no single company can control or set the terms of joining. And let's go to frequently asked questions. Okay, what is PayID? PayID is an open universal payment identifier that makes it easy for people to send and receive money in any currency across any payment network. That's very important, okay? Who uses PayID? Any business that sends and receives money can use PayID to give each of their customers a simple and human readable ID that works across any payment network, blah, blah, blah. And I know they also have peer-to-peer. So in reading their site, it's peer-to-peer, it's company-to-company. It's kind of like any payment to anyone, anywhere. Okay, it is the global version of PayPal. And from what I gather, because of its interoperability, I can start with US and I could send money to Japan and it will end up or wherever I want to send that money to. It will end up being the currency that they want, which is what we've always heard about the ILP and how it works. So here's my big question. My big question is this, and here, by the way, here on Spring, they have the ILP, a standardized open protocol to simplify payment in any currency and easily bridge through XRP for real-time payments. So that's the ILP and what that's all about. So here's my question. If you can have PayID and you could send money anywhere in the world to anyone, okay, starting out at any fiat and ending up in any fiat, or you can pay a business, or a business can pay a business, other than plugging in specific bill paying plugins, I mean, where you can set up to pay your bills, why would you ever need a bank? Like, why? I mean, if you need an auto loan or a house loan, you can go online, or you can call a mortgage broker for the house, or you can call a credit union for the car. my point is, we have been watching Ripple try and get Swift clients. And it somewhat looks like this is the giant Trojan horse. I mean, literally, they're developing something that people can pay anyone, anywhere, and circumvent a bank, a payments company, right? So the banks charge the most money. Western Union is the second most expensive, and then MoneyGram's cheaper. But my point is, if you had to send money somewhere, why would you use a bank and why would you use a payments company? You wouldn't. I mean, you absolutely wouldn't. So the question is, so let's line up the information we've gotten in the last few days. Ashish Birla comes out a couple of days ago and announces that they're going to move toward more smaller payments, right? Okay, that kind of blew everybody away. We were like, oh, it's the big pivot, right? What's going on? What's changed? What's happening? The next day, right? So I think that was maybe Monday or Tuesday-ish, Monday or Tuesday. Then the next day, Giancarlo comes out and he says that XRP is more like a currency, right? And now today, Ripple announces PayID, which is more smaller payments around the planet, right? I mean, totally around the planet. Could go to anyone, anywhere. They say there's 100 million people. Somewhere it said 100 million people are potentially plugged in. Let's see if it's in here. And so Giancarlo mentions that XRP is more like a currency, which brings us to smaller payments and a currency we're talked about this week. And now I'm looking for that 100 million people. It might have been on their website. So anyway, I think this is incredibly interesting. And I normally I don't like to talk about things until they've stewed around for a couple of days and we've maybe gotten more information and clarification, because I could be completely wrong. But from what I see, I think this is really huge. Now, it goes back to, though, now we have to ask the honest questions, right? It goes back to one of the reasons why, so if they're using XRP to transfer money, fantastic, right? So it'll somehow be bought and sold on exchanges, so that's a good thing, and somehow that, so those buys and sells will slowly have an effect on price. But one of the big reasons that people have expected XRP to go up in price was the fact that people would want to hold it, and that's one of the things that David Schwartz had said to me, was if the price of XRP starts to rise slowly, it won't stay slow for long because investors will see that it's rising and they'll start buying it up. So one of the things that I would ask here is then, if people start using this and not using their bank, then why would banks hold XRP? They might not. Or is the phase-in period going to be so long that initially banks are still going to be doing payments? Like, we just don't know how long these things take to get incorporated. Anyway, I would love to hear what you guys think. I know it's I'm kind of all over the place in this video, but I find this to be a very intriguing company. I think Ripple's behind it 100%, but I find it intriguing. I'd love to ask you guys, what do you think's happening here? What do you see this as? What do you see going on? Do you see the need for a bank? Because I don't. Like, once this is up and running and happening, and I think on the 25th they're going to have, you can sign up for the developer meeting. So get on their website. It's payid.org, and you can sign up for the developer meeting and sit in, and you'll hear more about it. I've already signed up, so I'm going to do that. And let's see here. It says right here, the Spring SDK is the easiest way to enable send to PayID on your app. So, okay. How do you implement PayID? PayID is a free-to-use, fully open standard with an open source implementation. Any company can start using PayID by integrating a PayID server into their existing infrastructure using the reference implementation on GitHub. The Spring SDK is the easiest way. So guys, obviously this is all built by Ripple or Ripple-related companies. So there's just no doubt in my mind, absolutely no doubt in my mind. So good thing. I think it's all good. All right, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I think we're going to learn a lot more in the next 24 to 72 hours, and we'll be able to clarify things. But here's the thing though, right? Is Ripple the biggest Trojan horse ever? I mean, did they get in? Are they getting in with banks to do business with banks initially? But the truth is, banks are going to be removed. I mean, I don't see a reason for banks, if we can send money easily anywhere we want to, as easily as they're making it, because you can get loans elsewhere. And who's to say that a company like PayID might not have a loan function at some point? I just think banks are absolutely 100% disappearing. They're absolutely going to go away. So I posted this on Twitter this morning. I was just cleaning my mug and I threw it on my table, and I said, love this mug. Goals are dreams with deadlines. Write your 30, 60, and 90-day goals down and devise a plan for their attainment, and then watch the magic happen. So I am a huge goal guy, and I am a goal digger. Also, I love this video, and I don't think there's any sound to it, but look at this little kid. So this is like the banks waiting for the liquidity, right? And then when they find out something like PayID comes around, look at how they change their tune. Oh, watch this kid's face. I wish there was sound on this one. This would be a great one for sound. Anyway, listen, thank you everybody for listening. Let's see here. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a sanitation engineer, and I'm not a crypto expert. These are my opinions only. Don't make any financial decisions based on anything I say. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what is wrong with you? Like, why would you not? Come on, give me a sub. I appreciate it. And also share my videos with anybody you think might appreciate them. Everybody have a fantastic day. As soon as we get some new information on this PayID, I will be sure to share it, and I'm interested to hear what you guys think, what information you might have, and have you guys share it with me. That would be fantastic. Have a great day. Bye-bye.